Okay, slumps freaking suck, bro. There, I said it. And it doesn't matter what you do in this life, you're bound to hit one. And when you get hit with a slump, it feels like you just ran 40 miles an hour into a brick wall, and all the discipline, motivation, inspiration you had just went right out the window, right? Normally, I'd recommend like a day of like self-care. You know, just a day where you can really like reset your buttons and rejuvenate. Sometimes you're not going to have that leisure activity in life, right? In other words, the show must go on. So part of you being on this journey to become a high value man is you're going to have to learn how to deal with a certain level of stress that would break most people, right? Because that's where you're going to shine. And, you know, part of that is dealing with slumps. So in this video, I'm going to give you all my 3 best tips for how to deal with slumps and how to overcome slumps. Let's hop right into the video, man. Number 1, we've got to start winning small. We've got to get that ball rolling, dog, all right? Now, the key to small wins is they make you feel like you're accomplishing something, and that sense of accomplishment is going to motivate you throughout the day. It's like a snowball effect, right? Because, you know, sometimes when you're looking at like a big, difficult goal, you can feel so like small, like, damn, there's no hope to it. But those small wins stack up over time, little victory here, little victory there, and that creates momentum. You know what, man? Don't be afraid to pat yourself on the back when you have a small win. Celebrate small wins, right? Let's say, for instance, that you suck at going to the gym, and just today you went for the first time, right? Dude, don't be afraid to get yourself some Chipotle, man. Don't be afraid to like rent that movie and have like a movie night out, right? You want to start celebrating and feeling good about yourself, because when you're feeling good, when you're having fun, you're going to want to stick at something, right? You have to start winning small. A little bit of work is great. How you implement this into your life is, dude, just set a timer. Like whatever the it is you're doing, man, set a timer, right? So let's say you suck at like cleaning your room, right? Dude, set a timer for 5 minutes, and for that 5 minutes, you're just gonna clean as much as you can and get it done. You're doing action, it's time, and a little bit of work here and there is gonna make you feel motivated. But the key here is you have to start winning. Take some small wins, do your bed, eat a healthy breakfast, stuff like that is gonna really point you in the right direction for the day. But number 1 is start winning small. Number 2, write or rewrite your goals, right? And when you're in a slump, man, it can really feel like you're just kind of like wandering aimlessly throughout life without a sense of purpose, and it can really suck, right? That's the beauty about writing your goals down. You are 42% more likely to hit your goal when you write them down, and there's good reason for this, because when you write down your goals, you're giving your brain, you're really focusing on what's important to you. And not only did you do this, but your brain's also thinking about ways it can obtain what's important to you. So it's kind of working like an overtime, right? Just look at this quote here by Grant Cardone. I love this quote. For those that don't know, he's a huge business mogul, real estate investor, but he's got a quote here about goals where it's like, I want to wake up to it, I want to go to sleep to it, and I want to dream with it. I want to write my goals down before I go to sleep at night because they're important to me, they're valuable to me, and I get to wake up to them again tomorrow. Like, this dude is just so freaking laser focused on his goals each and every day, and that's just a beautiful thing, man. I love that quote. And here's what you gotta do, man. It's just take 10 minutes of your time and just write like 3 goals that you want, bro. 3 goals that you want, and make sure that they're obtainable, and also make sure that they're quantifiable, right? Like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, or oh, I want, 10 million subscribers. Well, that's great, but like, how are you going to do it, right? What I mean by quantifying your goals is put a number to it, because when you put a number to your goals, you can track your goals, right? So as opposed to me saying, oh, I want a 6-pack washboard abs, it would be much smarter for me to say, I want to have 12% body fat, and I want to weigh like X amount of pounds, right? Because I can track that, and I can, create processes for that, right? So it's very important that you make measurable, quantifiable goals. But, just take some time out of your day, man. Put some headphones on, 15 minutes, and just write, what you want to achieve in your life. What do you want in the next year? What do you want in the next 2 years? But the sense of motivation you're going to get from just writing your goals down is going to be superior, and you're going to feel motivated within a second, okay? But number 2, rewrite your goals. Last but not least, number 3, get back to the basics, baby. What were you doing before you hit your slump? How were you being productive before, right? Try and replicate that and remember how that feels, okay? Maybe you do some reflecting and you figured out that, I was doing some certain, tradition or routine, and I got away from that, and now I'm slumping. Well, that's your problem right there, man. Let me tell you, so many businesses and so many people have failed because they use their routines and their hard work to get to their top. But once they got spoiled with the abundance of success, they lost the energy to do all that stuff again. And so that's why they failed, man. Rituals, routines are what keep us in check, man. Get back to that, okay? So find a little bit of that sauce back and figure out how to get back into your life, right? But another thing that I want y'all to recommend too, man, is, dude, talk to other qualified people. Talk to people who have been through a similar slump with you and can can relate, right? Because you're going to get a whole lot of qualified insight on what they think. You're going to get some new energy, new ideas. Maybe you take a piece here, maybe you take a piece there, but it's important that you talk to other people because other people have been through it. We've all been through it, all right? But this is going to sound super counterintuitive, right? Because I want you to heed people's advice, but I don't think you should be too quick to take like everyone's word for advice. And let me tell you why. Because ultimately, if you're watching this, I think you know what's best for you. And I think you can trust your gut instinct. If someone tells you know what's been working for them, that's true. That might work for them because that's their expertise. That might not mean that you might be the best person for that. Does that make sense? I think it's important that you heed advice and maybe, take a little bit here, take a little bit there, but don't be so quick to just, flip your whole game over because, one person says, oh, it works this way or it works that way, right? I think you ultimately know what's best for you, man. Trust your gut instinct, man. But number 3, I have to give it to y'all, man. Get back to the basics. Get back to the routines. Let's get it in check. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for me today, man. If y'all like this style of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But last but not least, man, number 1, start winning small. Number 2, rewrite your goals. And number 3, get back to the basics, all right? Slumps pass, all right? And tough times don't last, but tough people do. I know that sounds super cliche, right? But how you handle these slumps is how it's really going to show you what kind of character you are, right? It's important to know that everything is temporary and that it happens, okay? It happens. We all go through it, but you're always going to overcome and be out on top, all right? So don't put too much stress in. I know that's hard to think when you're in a slump, but just have faith and keep swinging, baby. Keep freaking swinging. Keep the ball rolling. Keep that action. You'll be great, man. I'm out of here. Deuces.